For this tutorial, I'll be using this blue Ankara fabric. This is not even up to a yard, so I think it's about 33 inches. This is actually just a leftover fabric. That's why I'm using it for this project. So if you have a yard, it should be enough. This fabric is already folded into two from one cleavage to cleavage, so I'm just going to fold it again into two so that I can cut it into two equal halves. This will allow me to get both the front and the back. I will go ahead and cut it off once I'm done with that. For the exact measurements, what you're going to do is to add 3 inches to your under bust measurement. So whatever you get, that is what you'll be using for this top. I'll be cutting the back pattern first. This is already folded into two. What I'm going to do is to mark 1.5 inch as the zip allowance. The next step is to mark half of an inch. This is for joining of the shoulder. From the zip allowance, I'm going to measure my neck measurement, which is 3 inches. I'll mark it. My neck depth is 1 inch. I'm going to mark that, then I'm going to connect it to the shoulder line. On that point, I'm going to go down by 1 inch because I just want to have a slant shoulder. So I'm going to connect it to the neck measurement. For the sleeve opening, I want it to be about 8 inches. If you're on a bigger side, you can go ahead and mark, let's say 9 or 10 inches. On my sleeve line, I'm going to go in by 2 inches. So I'm going to mark this all the way down to the hem of the fabric. So after that, I'm going to draw a straight line to connect them. After that, I'll give that point a slant curve. After that, on my shoulder line, I'm going to add half of an inch to it. So I'm going to connect it to the neck measurement. Once I'm done taking all my measurements, I'll go ahead and cut it out. For the front part, I've also folded it into two. What I'm going to do is to place the back part on the front fabric. So the line of the zip allowance will be on the folded part of the front. Once I'm done with that, I went ahead to pin it down so that I can cut it off. For the front neck depth, I want it to be about 3 inches. So I'm just going to mark extra 2 inches on it. This is what it looks like after I'm done cutting both the front and the back fabric. So what I'm going to do is to join the shoulder first. So I'm going to place it on each other, making sure right side is facing each other. Then I'm going to go ahead and stitch up the shoulder. I will also stitch up my sleeve opening. So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch up my shoulder and I've also folded in my sleeve opening. After that, I stitch up the side of the top. For the neckline, I use a bias to finish it up. Once I am done with all of that, on the hem of the top, I'm going to sew a long stitch so that I can gather it. The shoulder of this top is ruched, so you are supposed to use elastic for this. You can actually get half of the shoulder measurement. So once you get half elastic of the shoulder measurement, then you are going to stitch it on the shoulder. But I don't want to use shoulder. I'll be using a strap or a rope, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to create a channel there by using a fabric. I don't have enough fabric, so that's why I'm using this another Ankara fabric. So I'm going to place it on the shoulder parts. I'm going to stitch it up just to create a channel to pass the rope through. Basically, what I did was to attach the extra piece of fabric by stitching it on both sides. Then on the middle, I also just stitch it up all the way down to the end of the sleeve. This will allow me to create a channel where I can pass the rope through. So guys, this is what it looks like once I was done stitching it on my shoulder. Then I'm going to just attach the rope to a pin. Then I'm going to pass it through the channel. Passing of the rope is going to take a while. You just have to be patient with it and you get it done. And you also want to ensure that the distance between the channel is quite bigger than the rope so that you can easily pass the rope through it. Once you are done passing the rope through it, all you have to do is to pull the rope so that you can get the ruched detail. If you actually use elastic, you don't have to go through all this stress, but I just want something different for my top. This is what it looks like once I was done with it. So guys, this is what I'll be using for the band. You can call it a band. Like I said, I don't have enough fabric, so that's why I use another fabric for the inner part. So this is about 5 inches or 5.5 inches, half an inch to join it to the top. So this measurement is, the measurement of the band is my waist measurement plus the zip allowance. For the hem of my top, I've already gathered it, so I'm going to attach it to the band. So on the band, what I did was to mark the front part and also mark the back part before stitching them together. Once I am done with the band, I'm also going to fix my zip. This is what it looks like once I was done with it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.